What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my quick review of the JY Toys Stunt Master. And this is the little quad here. This is a micro, and it also is a clone of the Nano QX. And this thing is awesome, man. I mean, it's just something about. Also, there's something about the man being on there. You know, the little character figure or whatnot, that just makes this thing awesome. It looks really awesome when you're flying it close, when you're looking at it. It just totally looks like this little guy on here is controlling it. When you're whipping around doing banking turns and pirouettes, it just looks awesome with this guy on it, especially when you do the flips, the full flips. This quad does 4 flips. I'm so captivated by the little guy that's on it. I forgot to actually talk about its flight characteristics first. This thing flies really nice. It flies really smooth. It's stable. It just feels like you're never going to be out of control with this thing. It's just really smooth the way it feels. They do have some kind of curves on it, because I can tell that it has curves on it on the pitch. Forward flying pitch, and as well as the aileron, because when you go to stop it, it's not twitchy at all. This thing isn't twitchy at all. So when you try to stop it, it barely even put on brakes fast. So I'm quite sure that you won't be able to do any manual flips with this thing. I was gonna attempt one, and it just didn't look like it was going to fly, so I didn't even try to do it. It was no dice. So you're not going to be doing any manual flips with it. There's heavy curving on it, on the pitches. I'm not sure about the throttle. The throttle is pretty good, but there's a lot of pitch curves on it. But it still flies really nice. I think that makes for a better experience with this little figure on here, because with it being so smooth, it just looks like he's controlling it. You never see any twitchiness or anything like that. It's just smooth. Every movement of this thing is really smooth, and it flies really nice. Like I said, really stable. The yaw is okay. It's just good enough to do nice banking turns, and you can do funnels with it. The funnels aren't very deep when you do the funnels with it, but it just looks so cool with this little figure on here. This thing flies really fast. It's nice outdoors. It can handle some wind. This thing reminds me of a cross between the JY004A and the Free Loop, because when this thing flies, when it inverts, I forgot to tell you guys the biggest thing, this thing inverts. You probably know that already, but this thing flies inverted, and when you invert, it looks just like the UDI U27 Free Loop. So it does the cool invert like that. It goes up and then turns over really nice and easy. When you flip it back, it goes up and then come over. It just looks awesome, man. It took the best of both worlds, it seems. The best of the UDI U27 in the way it flips like that. But it has the control, it feels, of like an X9 or CG023. The yaw isn't as fast as the CG023 or anything like that, don't get me wrong, but I mean, this thing flies quiet and smooth as a CG023. The X9 is okay, but I think it flies more smooth than the X9. Yeah, this thing is just awesome, man. The LEDs are the same spot that they're on the CG023, so this is not a good night flyer in my opinion. The LEDs are too close together. They're right here on the bases of the arms, of each arm. I believe it's red in the front and blue in the back, but I could be wrong. It could be set up the right way. Let me plug it up real quick and show you guys, even though this is the quick review, supposedly. Oh, it's blue in the front, red in the back, so pretty cool. Red eyes flash as well. However, I don't think this is a good night flyer because of how close they are together. And it takes these small, tiny 150 milliamp hour batteries. I found that the stock battery lasts pretty long, but when I try these other batteries from the CG023 and the X9, it seems like it cuts out early on me. So I would recommend using the stock battery. I wish there was some way to get a larger battery in there. I haven't been able to fit the Cyma slightly larger 200 milliamp hour battery in there. I'm thinking after the review, I might try to do some kind of mod to the battery bay, but maybe not, because this thing is so awesome. It comes with this canopy installed here. As soon as I saw the little figure on there, I actually took this canopy off and put that one on, and I've been flying it like this ever since. I never even thought to actually put this one back on. I've been flying with this the whole time. It's just so awesome to have them on there. Oh, this also does full flip, so if you do a side flip, it'll invert like the free loop, but if you do a forward or backwards flip, it'll do a full flip, so it doesn't allow you to get nose in upside down. I think that's pretty awesome. I think this is more geared towards beginners or easy flying, you know, intermediates, but I think experts will have fun flying this thing as well, just because of the fact that it looks so cool when it's flying, and you can pull off some really nice maneuvers with it. And it looks so smooth because it's not too twitchy or not too responsive. So really nice quad, really nice flyer. This is also an excellent indoor flyer because of how smooth it is. The pitch curves and everything that's on it allow you to fly it nicely indoors. Even with the yaw as slow as it is, the yaw isn't unbearably slow. It's slow. It's fast enough to do funnels and all, but it's just not a speedy yaw. Typically, it wouldn't be an indoor flyer, but this thing flies really nice indoors. It's like an X9. The yaw rate to this on this is probably the same as an X9, or a little faster maybe than an X9. This little guy does come off. His arms do move. Well, this arm that's holding on here does move. There's little pegs that's holding them on, and I have noticed that from crashes or whatever, his little foot, I'm afraid to actually pull him all the way off because his foot seems to be splitting here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the little guy's foot is splitting where it connects to the board. I might have to glue that real quick. And I don't know why he has a blue spider on his face, probably for copyright reasons. So, oh, the transmitter, really quick, the transmitter is really nice. It's small though, but not too small, not a nano transmitter, probably a size in between. It has show buttons that work. This button here is supposed to put it in headless mode, but it doesn't work. But I don't really care about headless mode. But one of these buttons over here puts it in headless mode. I know the bottom button here activates the return to home, and it just makes the thing lean backwards and fly back towards you, or whichever way it was facing. It's not like the X9's advanced one that spins around to you. And also I've tried to bind this thing to everything that I have and haven't been able to successfully bind it to anything except for this. So this is the Fineco FX2, this little guy's transmitter. So this transmitter I really didn't like this transmitter. I don't like it. I might be able to activate headless mode on it. Haven't tried it yet, but it does fly this. It looks like it goes better with it, but I think I like the controls and all of this one a little better than this one. This one had that issue with when you're flying forward, it seems like you can't really measure forward well because of this thing. The way the symmetry of it is, it's just all crazy, and then you have the on and off switch. I'm just not a fan of this one here. And you only have 2 rates here. You have 3 rates here, so I would much rather stick with this one here. Funny thing, I tried to bind this to this, and it flashed and act like it would bind, but it just wouldn't take off. So I don't know, maybe this wasn't charged up, but gotta test it some more. But I was unable to bind these two together and fly this little guy. This is one of my little favorite nanos too, by the way, the FX2 by Fineco. But that's it, the JY Toys Stunt Master. Pretty awesome flyer. Looks totally awesome with this little guy on here, little Spider-Man clone. And thanks for watching, guys.